Okay, so these are our finished backgrounds. These are the two distress inks, the two oxide inks. I've cut them down to 2.5 by 3.5, which is ATC sized. ATC cards you can Google. Basically, they're art cards that you can swap or keep. This one I made, all the edges that I chopped off look quite pretty together, so I've just stuck those down onto another bit of card. This one is my least favourite. I may or may not use that. We'll see. I actually like this one better than I like that one, so but this is the one that I'm going to use as my title. Sorry, this I don't know which one to use. I want to use one of these as my title card. It's Valentine's Day today, so I'm going to use a heart as my focal point. But before I do that, I want to dress these up a little bit with a bit more texture. So I've got various stamps that I can use. I'm lucky, I've been collecting these for donkey's years. So I'm going to go very simply with this chicken wire one. Okay, and I'm going to use archival ink. This is a fairly, it's not very new, so it's dryish. And I'm going to start with this one. And I'm just going to put this in a couple of places, really. Nothing, I just want a flavour of it. And I usually try and do 3. So there's 3 on there. Let's do the same on this one, or similar. Okay. I've also got this little spotty one that I really like. But I think I'm going to use spots in a different way. So let's just pop these back. And instead of spots, I'm going to use a bit of text on this one. I've got this tiny text. The arrow on the back is 2, so I know which way up it goes. So again, it's just a hint. Just a little hint. This one has already got some text, but I think it'll stand a bit more. Some of this may well get covered up when we put the focal point on. Okay, so that'll do for the stamping. Just remember that less is more, in my opinion. Having said that, I love this stamp a lot. I'm quite tempted to use it, so let's just have a go. See how dry my ink pad is. But maybe that's a good thing. We'll stop with that. The other thing that it's nice to add onto these cards is a little bit of texture using modelling paste. I'm showing you quite a lot of techniques. I was going to keep it quite simple, keep these to sort of single techniques, but I'm going to go for it. So I've got this stencil, which is random dots. I've also got, I'm changing my mind, I've also got this stencil, which is more uniform dots, and I think I'm going to go for the uniform dots. So this is, what's this? Art Basics. This is Finnibear's modelling paste, and again I'm not using very much, so a little bit on my spatula. I want my dots to be fairly straight. That's probably a bit more than I would normally do. There we go. Just wipe. That's my, yeah. Let's just wipe this off. If you use modelling paste, you do need to clean your stencils straight away. I quite often do mine in the sink. But I'm just going to use this for now. I'm hoping that these will dry quickly with the heat gun. Because we've used wet media on top of distress ink, these should pick up some of the underneath colour. In fact, I might leave those for a moment, and let's have a go at making a colour for the heart. I'm going to stick with red. I know red will go with these. This one in particular, because it's predominantly green. If you just look at the colour wheel, green and red are opposite, contrasting colours, so the red will pop against this. But if you want to get more sophisticated with it, you can see I've got green. If I'm looking at this square here, sorry, this square here, so I've got green, yellowy orange, blue violet, just touches of that, and another red which isn't in there already, but I'm going to add to it. So I've got more distress ink. I've got 3 reds. I've got aged mahogany, barn door, and Victorian velvet. So I'm hoping that these will mix to make a decent red, but one that's not too flat. And I think you can see how using this method of dabbing it in the ink sort of builds up the layers. So let's make our heart next. To do that, I'm just going to get a bit of scrap paper. I'm going to fold it in half like so, and I'm going to draw. I want my heart to be not massive on there, but I don't want it small. That's definitely going to be too big. I'm going to cut it out. And make a judgment. What do you think? Is that going to be too big? I think I'm going to make it just slightly narrower. Can go on like so. Draw around it. You could tear a heart out, make it a bit grungier. I'm not really about grunge too much. I'd like to I'd like to embrace my inner grunge a bit more, but it doesn't come naturally, so it's not easy. So that would be my heart on there. And I feel that that's, no, is that too big? I think that's probably okay. Maybe a touch slimmer. Okay, so what I want to do now is start darkening the edges a little bit. So I'm just going to go and get my distress ink, my black soot. Which I left on the other side of the room. I need a new one of these. This really is dry. Although I think I might have some re-inker somewhere, so. So that's coming along. That's going to get glued onto there. I'm just wondering whether to make it double thickness, which I think I'm going to do. So I'm going to glue it on to at least one other layer of paper or card. Sometimes it's doing these little things that really make a difference to your finished project, if you want. So I'm going to do another layer. So I've got 3 of these, and then I'm going to come back. I'm going to choose some bits to finish this off. As I say, it's a title card. I'm going to choose some bits to finish it off, and then I'll show you how I do that. Okay, so I've decided to go with the heart in the middle. I've layered it up 3 layers of the same paper. I'm using this is a Tombow Art brush. I don't want any white edges showing, so I'm just going round. You could use acrylic paint if you haven't got a marker to do this. And if you do it from the back, if you do slip, it'll be the back that's marked, not the front. Because my distress ink isn't particularly black, I'm just going round that edge just to darken that up a little bit. And I'm going to do the same with this. I'm actually going to layer this eventually onto a thicker piece of card as well. So I will be doing exactly the same, but we'll do the rest first. As I said, I'm going for this in the centre rather than off to the side. And I'm going to use, I'm using art glitter glue, mostly because it sticks very quickly and is a strong bond. There we go. That's in the centre there. This is the title card, as I keep saying, for my set of 52 art cards. Ha ha. I usually run out of steam. So I'm also very fortunate. I don't know about fortunate, I've spent a lot of money over the years. What you probably don't know about me as well is that I do a little bit of Project Life. I just dip in and out of it. Project Life is a form of memory keeping. It's not exactly, but it's where you use photographs and pretty them up a bit. And I will show you some of mine in more detail one day. I haven't done a lot. I don't do a lot of that because I make journals, and that's what I love doing the most. But I do have quite a lot of this puffy stickers and things like that. So I'm going to use a 5 and a 2 here. I've had all of these things such a long time, they've lost their sticky, so I'm adding a bit of glue. And I'm aiming to get that relatively central. And I'm using 52 because there are 52 cards in a pack, 52 weeks in a year. Are there 52 cards in a pack? I think so. Or 52 weeks in a year anyway, so we'll try a week. So that's the 52. My next word is going to be art, and I've got that from the Tim Holtz Chit Chat. Again, I'm going to stick this a couple of times onto card. And we'll do it again. Sorry, I'm probably out of, see, I've just layered that word up. just getting rid of the white. And then for the, so it's going to say 52 art cards. Something else that I've had a long time are these label letters from Tim Holtz. I don't know, I don't think they're probably still available. Again, I've had them a really, really long time. And again, I'm going to pop these together. Put them up to each other so they're the one thing I don't like about mixed media is how grubby I get. Fingers are already, and this is fairly, I suppose, relatively clean mixed media really. Okay, so let's come apart. Okay, I'll layer this up. So again, go around the edge. And then the only other thing I'd like to do on this, but I've got to think carefully about it, is I'd like to just shade round here. In years past I've taught myself to do that, but I haven't done it for a long time. I haven't done anything like this for a little while, a year or two anyway. So I'm going to have a little practice and then come back and show you the finished card or how I would do the shading. Okay, so my choice for shading was to use one of these Stabilo aquarellable pencils. These are water soluble, they're right on anything, and then you can soften them down. With water, with a brush. Or the reason I'm not going to use that is because I've used a water soluble background. So I'm going to use charcoal. So I've got this medium charcoal stick, and I'm just drawing round the edge here. Not too heavily. I want this to be quite subtle. can always add more. And then I've got a paper stump, and I'm just going to just soften that charcoal line out a bit. And it just adds, I don't know what it adds really, but it adds something. It adds a bit of shadow. I will show you one time how I use the stabilo, because it is a nice, that's a nice way to finish things as well. But charcoal works. One of the things with charcoal is that it's not fixed, so I may decide to spray this with a matte fixative if I like the end result. I am quite liking it, actually, I'm quite enjoying it. So let's go round. I'm trying to get my pencil line, my charcoal pencil line, quite close. Sharpen this a little bit. See if I can get it round here. I'm tempted to put it round the 52 as well. I don't know how that's going to go. Going for it. And then just because, I'm just going to soften this edge a little bit as well. Oh, hopefully I am. Sorry if my head's in camera. I will put this up and leave it as it is. If I'm getting bits of me in shot that shouldn't be, I'll try and remedy that next time. All I've got is an iPad propped up really. Okay, so I think that's looking quite good. I also think we need to go round there we go. that's my title card. For the 52 art card challenge. I think Shanuki calls it the full deck challenge, so that's what I'm doing. Thank you for watching. Let me know if you like this sort of video. I know it's quite long-winded, but thank you anyway for joining me if you're still here, and I'll speak to you all again soon.